3, 2, 1. Welcome to another episode. Guys, we have these two familiar faces if you have seen them on a couple episodes back. So this is Kang and this is Jesh.
Yo, we back again.
Yeah, we're back again with another episode of Sports Talk. So, there are a couple of things, reasons why we wanted to do it now is because also we want to talk about NBA. NBA season is going to start. Actually, it's going to start in 1 or 2 days' time.
Wednesday morning.
Oh, shit. So we got less than 48 hours. And there have been quite a lot of moves this off-season that have shaken up the NBA. So we're going to touch upon that and come on with a few predictions before the NBA starts so that during the season we can see whether our predictions fall through, and if it doesn't, make fun of each other.
Look back and see whether we actually deserve to be analysts or not.
Couple of hot takes.
I never ever get it correct.
Nobody ever almost
I think,
never.
okay, except the Golden State era. That one a bit too obvious.
That one is not even a hot take.
That was a rap. Right? If KD didn't get injured, easy three-peat. For real, what?
Yeah.
Kawhi got lucky, a little bit lucky on that one. And then Kawhi now receiving so much heat because he's not showing any leadership back at the Clippers. So, okay.
Wait, but Kawhi has never been a leader.
Yeah.
I think that's the criticism he has got.
But that's his form of leadership, I guess. He leads through play.
Last time, the leader in Toronto was Lowry, right? Lowry was the one that took the reins because he was the most senior player down there.
Ibaka also and Marc Gasol. Actually, he got a lot of veterans around him. The only real young people were like Van Fleet.
Actually, what are your thoughts, right, on passive leadership, right? If let's say a player is very good, but he's a passive leader, can he ever be considered one of the greatest of all time?
Nope.
Can't, right?
Tough.
Yeah, because actually you look at the top 10, they are not only the best player, or they are also the emotional leader in the team, right?
Right. They always say, right? It's not just about being good. It's about making the teammates around you better.
It's the intangibles also.
Yeah.
Maybe the only guy that can't really be like, I think the real leader was like Kareem. Kareem wasn't, because he had Magic really, there was no reason for him to be a real leader. Other than that, Kobe leader, LeBron leader, MJ leader.
But I think Kareem won with the Bucs.
Yeah, one before that.
Yeah, so...
If he didn't make the move to the Lakers, right, that's the thing. Is Giannis the new Kareem? You know, because they were both on the Bucs and small city town. Would there be a time where Giannis just says, I need to get the fuck out of here, go to a bigger city?
I've never bought into any point of time the idea that Giannis was leaving. I always thought Giannis was meant to stay. They just needed to build pieces around him. But I feel like Giannis is Milwaukee. I don't think he will fit into a lot of the other teams that are outside.
But should he have stayed? Now there's a very big argument between like player movement and like being loyal, right? Like Damian Lillard, like that, right? Some people say that the true way of getting a championship is staying in your team and going with it. And then there's another side where it's like, the LeBron camp where the organization let me down. I don't want to waste my time here. And I jump.
Giannis is still giving them a shot because unlike LeBron, right, now they actually brought him some reinforcements, or at least showed that they are trying to bring him some reinforcements with like Drew Holiday, and then trying to make the move for Bogdanovic, which crashed down because it leaked out lah. Yeah. But at least now he can say that, okay, now they're trying to give me another all-star. So I don't think Drew Holiday is going to be enough, honestly, because of KD and Kyrie. If the Nets get Harden, then I think the East is a wrap lah. That's my take. I don't know about what do you think?
But then there's another thing to talk about, right? Do you think that Giannis signing the max extension is a good idea? Because you see when the Bucs organization, right, when they made all the moves, right, to improve the organization, right, it's before Giannis signed the extension. After they sign, right, he's locked to it. Right? They got no motivation to continue improving the organization. Right.
No, I think one of the things about I think people fail to realize whenever you look at like the NBA, right, there's this big thing that that the EPL doesn't have, and that's a salary cap, right? So a lot of times, right, if you want to have a super team, you must have guys that are willing to take way below their pay grades. I mean, look at the Golden State era. Steph Curry was almost being paid less than Andre Robertson. Andre Robertson, the guy that shoot air balls trees.
Where is he now?
He's still on OKC. He's still on OKC. It's just that he got injured. He got really badly injured. So now they are like pushing him on to come on and try to play this season.
He's just a defensive player, right? He couldn't really shoot three also.
Nothing.
He's a no 3 and D guy.
Yeah, he's
no 3 and D.
No 3 and D guy.
OKC really traded almost everybody. I think now they really just focusing on trying to build back a Russell Westbrook, KD, and Harden. Now decide that okay, we want to hold on to these players, not let Harden go for 2 or 3 million. But then back to the point is whether Giannis should have resigned. I think at that point in time, I think he realized really there's no more moves that they could make for him because they have no more assets left on the team. Really, Drew Holiday is the last guy they're gonna get. I don't think they're gonna get anybody else.
But that's 4 years. His extension is 4 years, right? He could have signed like maybe a 2+1 or 1+1, right? That's what LeBron kept doing in Cavs to make sure that they constantly bring him fresh blood. But okay, if you look at it from like let's say Damian Lillard's mindset, right? He's definitely gonna stay there, and then he's gonna do whatever he can there to get a championship, right? It's a bit like how the so-called old heads, they always say that that's the way that a true championship is won. You go up with an organization, and then whatever the organization go through, you carry your organization to a championship. But nowadays it's more of like I joined this organization maybe together with another player, and then we win it together.
Now, if Giannis really decides that he's gonna stay there all the way, then he believes in the organization. Plus, he wants to get the money locked in. Maybe 2 years' time, he got some catastrophic injury.
That's true.
Right? Then at least he's locked in for the next 2 years, 50 million a year. Wow, shock, bro.
But then again, one more thing that you start to see a shift, right, in this like social media or modern era, right, is that the players have gotten more and more power. I mean, looking at the EPL, right, if Gareth Bale don't want to play, he just go play golf. Right? And now, last time it used to be NBA, right? Like you are stuck to your contract. You can only leave if you are a free agent. But look at the Harden situation.
Yeah.
He decided to become Rick Ross. You really get a follow away. I don't know how is he going to fit into his uniform. Now, but the thing is, they say Harden is going to look like Rick Ross, but still drop 50 on you, a $50 bill on you.
Actually, the way he plays the game, possible. Right? He's more of like, he just step back, shoot. He don't really drive that much, I guess.
Maybe the additional weight even helps him drive even more effectively.
That's true.
So much girth,
Yeah, post
Too much junk in his trunk.
Now his teammates are John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, the two big names lah.
Christian Wood.
You got him on fantasy, is it?
No. That's the Zane the Fleecer. The Zane the Fleecer got him. Zane got both.
Zane's just calling you a fleecer. trying to trade my Zane's trying to get my Chris Middleton or Donovan Mitchell with the DeMarcus Cousins stuff trade, bro.
Fantasy basketball, right? 2-for-1 trades never work out. 2-for-1 trades are whenever anyone wants to give you 2 players for 1 player, they are trying to fleece you.
Golden rule. Hey, what do you want to play fantasy first?
No, I'm not really interested in these kind of things.
Not into the stats, bro.
Yeah.
Into the stats, bro. Watch everything.
But the segue quite nice. We wanted to talk about all these editions, but naturally we just progress into...
Yeah, we're getting better at this. Getting better at this. Now no need the book already.
Yeah.
The book is just in case I forgot anything important. Yeah, but you guys getting the hang of it. But okay, what? Let's start off with the current champions, and that is the Lakers, right? With the additions they have and the people they lost, right? What do you think are their chances of winning the next season? Are they the odds-on favorites, or do you think they are just the favorites? Not against the few. That means they are just the favorites, not the odds-on favorites.
I think they definitely got better, right? And then their strongest competitors got weaker. In the West, I would say in the West. Right?
Trez Harrell, I think Montrezl Harrell is the one guy that swings the power.
I think Dennis Schroeder also. And the thing is, they were very weak. Their bench were very weak. And then this is exactly the place where they strengthened it, right? Strengthened it. Because their first 5, I mean, you got AD, you got LeBron inside the starting 5. You can't really go wrong really, right? Then plus, now they strengthen the bench.
Who is their starting 5? Okay, we got the point guard. I don't know whether it will be...
I think LeBron.
No, but they always started a true point guard.
Schroeder has been starting.
Schroeder has been starting. Okay, so it's Schroeder, Caldwell Pope, I'm guessing. Either Caldwell Pope. It has to be him lah.
Kuzma?
No,
or Kuzma plays 3.
Two guard. Then LeBron, AD. Then so last guy will be Marc Gasol lah.
Marc Gasol, yeah.
So Trez, Caruso, the GOAT, the bald eagle, and they got Kuzma coming off the bench also, right?
Kuzma just signed a new deal.
Huh?
Yeah.
Really?
Just today. I think like 4 years, 30 million.
Wow, that's damn low.
Yeah, but he wants to stay and get a rings, right? So
They
now
got him on the
that's,
cheap.
that's the problem with the modern day NBA, right?
Ring chasing.
Ring chasing, and when you ring chase, you are willing to take a lower salary, but that just makes the better teams better.
I don't think it's like a modern day thing. Huh? I think previously there were people that did it also. It's just not. But I respect Kuz though. Like you got Kuz is not ring chasing. Ring chasers are the people that are coming to the end of their career. Right? Kuz like this is his prime. Man. If you want to make a buck, right, this is the time to make it. But he decided to.
That's why I feel that it's now the difference between last time ring chasing is ring chasing used to be when I'm no longer in my prime, right? I go join some super team. I'm still useful. Like you see, like Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal.
He joined like how many teams just to like chase another ring? Maybe you want to match Kobe, you know. But nowadays, it's people in their prime. They are taking less just so they can join out with super teams.
But it's different. I think Kuz like I got more respect for him taking less because he's in his prime than let's say Marc Gasol now, right? I also got massive respect for Montrezl Harrell because Montrezl Harrell could have easily went to like what is a trash ass team now, like Washington, and gotten like 60-70 million, but he decided no, he's gonna sign a 2-year 30 million or 20 million. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was way below his market value lah. And also one thing is that he signed the Lakers because he wasn't getting along with PG-13, right?
And Kawhi, yeah.
Oh, PG-13 is like fucking their whole thing up, bro.
I think both of them are because both of them get special treatment, right? Then when you look at the Clippers team before the two superstars went there, they were like a unit. They were very strong together, right? And then it's like you're going to someone's house and then make it your own house, you know. So the chemistry bound to be something wrong.
That Clippers team pushed Golden State to 7 games without any superstars.
6 or 7 games.
6, I cannot remember. Maybe
I think
6, maybe 6
6
games. But there was a time when I think that was where people start to realize, yes, this Clippers team is a real deal, and that's why they want the superstars were naturally wanted to go down there because they had Lou Williams, Pat Bev, and Montrezl. Those were the 3.
Actually, those were the only 3 they had. The rest was
I think Gallinari. Yes.
Look, Gallinari is so underrated. Wherever he go, right, they do like above. They exceed expectations. They went OKC exceed expectations. So can we expect Atlanta now that Gallinari is there to exceed expectations?
I think Atlanta's still a few years away lah.
No,
I'm not saying win anything, you know, like maybe make
playoffs.
second round of the playoffs. That's exceeding expectations for them already, right? Because okay, they have Trae Young, they got Danilo, they have Clint Capella, right? In the
Clint
paint.
Capella, yes.
They have John Collins. Who am I missing? I'm missing out a bunch of Atlanta. Jesh, you got
Yes.
all
Atlanta,
bunch of-
right?
All role play. I would say all good role players lah.
No. Honestly,
They have players, bro. They got ballers.
hot take, right? Here comes my hot take. A lot of people are very high on Phoenix because Phoenix brought in Chris Paul. Because now the big 3 in Phoenix is Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and Ayton, right? But Atlanta has a good 5.
Yeah. And they have that,
Bogdan is in Atlanta. Bogdan is really underrated. So you see the starting 5, right? It's like there's Clint Capella, Trae Young, Bogdan, John Collins. Then they got DeAndre Hunter, Cam Reddish, Rajon Rondo.
Oh yeah. Cam Reddish also. This might be his year to average like more than 10 points.
Right.
He was a top 5 pick, right? Cam Reddish.
Yeah.
It was the
He
three
was-
Kentucky Wildcats.
Cam Reddish.
So you look at this team: John Collins, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdan, Trae Young, Clint Capella, Gallinari, Cam Reddish, Rajon Rondo. Tell me that's a weaker team than that's a weaker team than the Phoenix.
I
Suns
agree
team.
with you.
No, but I feel that winning playoffs is always about your superstars' performance. Right? So you can have a very good team. It will bring you to the playoffs. But winning a playoff games, most of the time it comes down to the performance of your star players. Right? You look at there was a 60-win Atlanta Hawks or something like that. Quite a while back.
Yeah, they had the 4 All-Stars, right? Or 5.
Yeah.
Was it 5?
I think all 5.
They had Jeff Teague, Kyle Korver, Paul Millsap, Al Horford, and who was their last guy? I think the last guy didn't make a playoff. So they had 4 All-Stars on one team, yeah.
So they are all very good players, but none of them are like the superstar level that maybe like Devin Booker and Chris Paul can reach. You look at the OKC team, also they were largely dependent on Chris Paul's performance in the playoffs last year, right? Because during playoffs, it's always these people that makes the difference. Right? But Atlanta, you can only say maybe Trae Young has the potential to reach the next level. But when you look at Phoenix, right now you got Chris Paul. Ayton, I would say he's not there because he's still very young, right? So he still provide probably a solid 18 points, 10 rebounds, this kind of stat.
I got Ayton making the All-Star team this year, though.
I'm on you.
I
I'm
think
with
it's
you on
possible.
it. I'm with you on it. Yeah.
Who is he fighting with? He's only fighting against Vucevic, Kat, and himself. Cat is in
Phoenix
West,
is
it?
Phoenix is in West or East? Sorry.
Phoenix is in the East. Phoenix is in the East.
The Eastern Conference.
I think it's in the East. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and if Phoenix, you look at their previous performance in the bubble, right? It was 8-0. If they can continue on that trajectory, right?
oh, sorry, they're in the West. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's tougher.
Yeah.
Tougher.
Phoenix was balling. And if you add Chris Paul, right? I think another problem of Phoenix was they didn't have a solid leadership. If you look at it, Devin Booker is like what, 25, 24?
I think even younger. Might be 24. Yeah.
Yeah.
24.
So Chris Paul not only provides like that point guard, he's a point guard basically, and then he also provides the experience and leadership. Okay, he has never won a championship, but you look at the Rockets' performance against the Golden State Warriors, right? That team brought Golden State Warriors to 7 games, right? And then they only lost because they shot so bad. They were like what, single
All
digit?
time, yeah.
Yeah, all time bad.
0 for like
27
27 or
or
37, yeah.
So they brought Warriors to 7 games with KD. That's why every time when people say that LeBron had no chance, 0 shot at all, right? I always look back at that Rockets team, right? That Rockets team had a shot, right? But when LeBron played against them, he just got swept. So people always say, oh, that's because the Golden State, blah, blah, blah. But they never really look at, but Rockets could have done it, right? They always discounted it.
Okay, so I fully agree with you in all the points you made, right? So I would say that if the Suns make it to the playoffs, I honestly think the Suns will have a deeper playoff run than Atlanta. But if you talk about regular season games, I believe that Atlanta will win more regular season games than
True. Plus, Atlanta is, don't get me wrong, but Atlanta is in the East, right?
Yeah.
East is easier to get a
Correct,
better record. Lah. Yeah. I kind of wanted Chris Paul to go to a championship contending team though. But he signed a massive contract with Houston that it was fucking impossible already lah, unless he decided to get clear off waivers, right?
Yeah, he doesn't want to.
He's the John Stockton of our era, bro.
Yeah.
He's gonna have amazing stats, right? But then have no ring.
Yeah.
honestly, people fail to realize how bad Chris Paul was towards the end of the Houston. Towards the end of the Houston
Series
towards the end of the Houston, he was just
he
not
wasn't
playing
Chris
well,
Paul already.
and that was why they wanted to switch Chris Paul for Russell Westbrook.
But I think that's also like internal turmoil, right? He wasn't getting along with Harden. Right? If you can't play well with your best player that you're supposed to be feeding the ball to, it's super hard.
Okay, if you were to build a team around Harden, right? Let's say we clear, you just put Harden by himself, right? Who would you give him that you can say, okay, they legit have a chance to win a championship? Because I never felt like Harden, Westbrook could win a championship.
I don't feel like Harden's play style can win a championship because no matter who you give him, right, the ball will have to be on his hands, right? So it doesn't matter who you give him.
And
They will
ISO
let him.
ball doesn't work in the playoffs.
What if he goes to the Nets now? Do you think they stand a chance?
I
There's
don't think so.
all three of them are too ball dominant.
No,
Who's
okay,
going to hold the ball?
let's say KD doesn't need the ball as much, right? But look at Kyrie. Kyrie definitely needs the ball, right? And he holds the ball, he dribbles, right? Harden holds the ball, he dribbles. It's like him and Westbrook. The reason why they cannot work out is also like that.
It'd be interesting to see. I think I would say that now Harden is like a depressed asset lah. Number one, he wants out. Number two, he became Rick Ross lah. So
Yeah, but he said he was training.
he's training. My trainers are
Don't know
there.
train what.
My trainers are there.
His trainers are there.
I kind of want him to go to Golden State Warriors though. I think it will spice things up. Because they don't have Clay, right? Because Clay got injured.
But they signed Oubre.
Yeah, they signed Kelly Oubre.
Oubre is a
And
decent
Steph
pickup.
actually can play off ball.
Yeah.
Clay can play off ball. Interesting to see if Harden went there. I think it will spice things up because the Lakers lack is perimeter defense, right? And everybody has a problem marking Steph and Harden, right? If Clay comes back, they got 3 offense. They got Draymond. They got Wiseman. I think it'd be an interesting thing to see.
No, but the reason why I feel that it won't work, right, is because Golden State's play style is always ball movement, right? If every time the ball reaches James Harden and it stops moving, right, then their play style is gone, right? You can play off the ball, right? But if you don't get the ball when you're playing off the ball, then it's pointless also, right?
That's literally what happened when DeMar DeRozan went to the Spurs. Then after Popovich realized I can't
fuck.
I can't pass the ball with Boris Diaw anymore.
It's very hard. Yeah.
LaMarcus Aldridge is another one. Quite underrated, but at the same, he's like a Like Max Kellerman got this way of Max Kellerman from ESPN.
He's like a 4-star.
Yeah, he got
right.
he got 1-star all the way to 5-star players, right? So LeBron and AD 5 stars.
yeah.
Then Jimmy Butler is like a 4-star.
4.5 lah.
Steph is a 5-star, right? Marcus Cousins is like a 3.5, 4-star player.
He's the third guy in the team. He
can be your third
will fulfill if he's a super good third guy, and he may be a decent second guy, but he can never be the number one.
Yeah. If he's the best guy on the team, you cannot win a championship.
Yeah.
Because he cannot, like I said, in playoffs, he cannot bring it to the next level, right? He's consistently there, but he cannot reach the 5-star level. Right? In Devin Booker, these kind of players, there are moments where he can reach the 5-star level. He can drop like 70 points suddenly, right? Although consistently, maybe he's like a 3.5. But in playoffs, you don't need the consistency, right? You just need to win 4 games out of the 7.
Do you think Ben Simmons is a 4 or 5-star player?
I think he has a potential to be 5-star.
If he gives a jump shot, he's a 5-star.
Correct.
Easy game.
Correct.
Right.
But I would say now closer to maybe 3.5 or 4.
I think he's a 4 lah. I think it's a solid 4, bro.
He's a 4. I think he's a 4.
Because not on the offensive side, but on the defensive side.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes him a 4.
But look at the team that they lost. Do you know how strong that 76ers team was? I always think, right, that you know the Toronto series, if the 76ers had won that series, they would have got a championship. You know,
if KD got injured lah.
if KD got injured, but all ceteris paribus.
Wow,
Right.
economic terms, man.
So I would say that team, right, whoever won that Toronto and 76ers series would have won. Their starting 5 was who was it? It was Ben Simmons,
Embiid.
Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris,
Yeah.
Embiid, and I forgot who was the last one.
So strong.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, who's their last one? It was not Dario Saric. They already traded. Oh, Al Horford.
Horford.
Horford, crazy. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, they had 5 potential All-Stars.
Wow. Yeah, but
Plus, they had a bench, right? They had the bench was the problem. Sorry, the bench was the problem.
No, there was JJ Redick off the bench, I think, at that point of time also.
No, JJ was on Pelicans already. Horford and JJ were on separate years. Yeah. Interesting.
Josh Richardson, I think.
Okay, Josh Richardson is the one that you went. Is he a 3 and D guy or is he a D and 3 guy? He's a D and 3 guy though. He can't really shoot the 3 that well, but he can really play solid defense. That's why it's interesting now that he's on the Mavs. Oh, we're forgetting about Luka. Honestly, Luka, right? He will one day become an MVP. Like, I think
yeah, definitely.
he's what James Harden should be. Not just a ball hogger, but he can make others look better
Actually,
also.
the thing is, James Harden, he had one season where he was averaging almost a triple-double, right? He's actually a decent passer. And if you see I think if you look at the start of his Rockets, when he just joined the Rockets, right? I think he drove a lot and then he passed a lot. But after when he started playing ISO ball, right? I think it's tough to win ISO ball.
Who could Mike D'Antoni actually play this kind of basketball and actually be in a championship? I think there will be maybe a couple. I think only maybe LeBron. He have a chance
Of playing ISO ball.
Yeah, you have to have or maybe
I don't think ISO
even
ball
MJ tough lah.
you can't do it. You look at Kobe. Kobe is basically an ISO god already.
ISO
he
ball
couldn't win.
doesn't work
Yeah,
in
it
the
doesn't
playoffs. It works in the regular season.
Because you
It
can
just
have a whole
doesn't work in the
team building
playoffs,
using a tactic just to stop you because you are the offense. What? I can change my whole tactic for 7 games just to play you out.
Mike D'Antoni with James Harden, Steph Curry, and Clay. I think you stand a chance. If you have Clay and Steph standing on the 2 corners.
Any team with Steph Curry, James Harden, and Clay will always stand a chance to win.
Yeah, that's why I want to see James Harden go to Golden State. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think you make things interesting. If not, this season is kind of like
No, but you must
LeBron
realize,
is-
right? If James Harden goes to Golden State, right, they are going to have to give up one of them.
Kelly Oubre.
No. So they say the potential trade packages is they give up Wiggins, Wiseman, couple of picks for Harden because they see Harden, and Harden is also 30 over years old.
yeah.
So he only maybe has 2-3 good years left.
Yeah.
And if the Rockets want to rebuild, I think that's something they should consider lah, right? You're not going to get a very big star, I think. Or the only big star that they could possibly get might be Ben Simmons. Yeah. If the Sixers make a move for him.
I think that would be the best package that they can get.
Yeah, but I know Daryl Morey also don't want to give up Ben Simmons. Yeah, he's trying to make all the moves to get Harden, Ben Simmons, and Embiid on the same team.
Oh, that's tough, man.
And they still have Tobias Harris. People don't realize how strong Tobias Harris actually
Tobias
is. Yeah,
Harris,
really good.
he's very good.
Yeah.
He doesn't really need the ball in his hands. He's
correct.
like a run off the screen, shoot kind of guy, right? Oh, and the team that many people might be sleeping on is Westbrook and Beal. Washington has a squad now, bro, and they have a manager that that might be able to bring them to the second round of the playoffs in what's that guy's name that was OKC's
Scott Brooks.
Scott Brooks, yeah.
Scott Brooks.
Right, and the problem is, can he control Westbrook?
Actually, I don't know what team suits Westbrook, to be honest.
Okay, coming from OKC fan, this one I can say, okay, if anybody knows Westbrook, it's me. And one of the things is Westbrook is like you live and die with Westbrook.
Yeah.
But Westbrook doesn't translate into playoff wins.
Yep.
That is a fact, and nobody can deny it. He can average a triple-double, but when it comes to the playoffs, he can't do everything by himself.
Actually, you realize that Westbrook doesn't reach another level in playoffs. He's consistently at a high level.
He's
throughout the
playing
regular season.
playoffs the whole
100%.
season.
Yeah, he's already 100%.
He's playing the playoffs.
His
Playoffs
only
come-
friend is the Spalding.
So for a player like Westbrook, maybe the only sort of player that can do well off him is a player like KD, right? He doesn't really need the ball, but when he has the ball, he's very efficient. And then Westbrook can just do his thing, right? Yeah. But other than that, what kind of teammates can Russell Westbrook work with?
How's the coconut, Jesh?
Oh, we shout out to Nigel's dad.
We went fishing that day, no fishes. We went fishing at Changi. One of the near you know where we go to Tekong, the Changi the ferry terminal. Then on the right side of the terminal, there's this place where people like to go crabbing. We went there, no crabs, but they were cutting down the coconuts, and then my dad went to pick some coconuts and then brought it home. So free
It's good,
coconuts.
it's good.
It tastes
This
pretty
one
legit.
is really good. This one.
It's a real one, yeah. It's a good
Wait.
coconut.
Have you ever eaten a fake coconut before? You say it's a real one.
As in, okay, there are some coconuts that don't taste like coconuts. Do you know what I mean? I don't know whether you've tried, but I've tasted coconuts that the water inside it doesn't taste like a conventional
I
coconut.
think it has to do with whether it's a young coconut or old coconut. Something like that.
Yes. And also the breed, there are different types of coconut. So there's the Thai coconut, there's this coconut. You know, there's the green one. There's a green coconut. Okay, the green coconut is right. Actually supposed to taste better than this, but somehow today this one legit
solid.
also.
This one
Yeah.
really solid.
Yeah, this is the first few coconuts that I ever tried of this color that taste like that. Usually the ones downstairs, right, because my house also got coconuts, they don't taste like that.
Literally don't they?
Yeah. they cut every few months, then we'll go down and take. It doesn't taste like that. Maybe it has something to do with it being near the sea. I'm guessing. And it contributes to the taste. Wow, how did we go from basketball to coconuts, bro? Yeah. Okay. So early season predictions of who might be the MVP of the season. I got Luka. I think I got Luka. I think because he has to do everything by himself at the start when he doesn't have Porzingis. And he's young. Usually I think you get MVP first before you win a title. So that's why I pick Luka first.
But I feel that there's a narrative now they are trying very hard to give LeBron his another MVP so that he can match MJ, right?
But he might load manage, bro. So I don't know.
Oh yeah.
No, I think he's given up on. He's said already. He's gonna load manage. He's gonna give up on. He doesn't care about MVPs anymore. He just wants to win championships.
If anything, he will help AD win an MVP.
Yeah. So I think probably one of the duos. I'll pick one of them from the duos.
So LeBron
AD,
or
AD or LeBron.
I'm on board with you. A lot of people say Giannis, right? Because Giannis has won the past two. But then one of the things that people fail to realize is that a lot of times there's like all these voters fatigue.
Yeah.
They want a new guy.
Yeah.
And who is the new guy coming up? Is Luka. So if you ask me to bet on anybody, it's on Luka. Yeah.
Also, I think a sleeper pick, if Steph stays fit, right, and balls out and gives Golden State a decent record, there could be a real argument because there's nobody else on his team there's nobody else on his team that can actually shoot three. It's only him. Draymond can't shoot, Wiseman can't shoot, Kelly Oubre can't really shoot the three. And
Kelly Oubre is quite
He's
decent.
decent.
I had him on
Decent.
my fantasy team last year, so he actually can shoot
Oh
the
no,
three.
but he's like not known as a
Yeah.
three-point
Yeah.
shooter, right?
He was the second best player on the Phoenix team, right?
Yeah.
And then they traded him.
His fashion sense is number one, bro. He's like the league feats MVP, I remember. Because he rocks the Supreme and shit. So I think if the Golden State Warriors really ball out, right, and Draymond steps up, and Wiggins also has to step up a little bit, because you definitely need somebody else, and Wiggins needs to get a shot. I think Steph might be a sleeper pick because he has already done it before. He's shown he has done it before, but he needs to stay healthy, He needs to stay healthy.
Actually, what are your thoughts on Wiggins as a player?
Oh, bust. Number
He's
one
supposed to
pick,
be
bro.
Baby LeBron. He's supposed
No,
to be
baby
LeBron.
Kobe. People thought he was Kobe. Right, they compare him to Kobe because he had the hops and everything, but
He did not ever manage to build up his body frame to where he can dominate other players, I think and not develop a post game. If he had a post game, he really could because there was one season in Minnesota where there was him, Zach LaVine, and Cat, right?
Yeah.
That they were all three maybe averaging close to 20 points. And I thought next season would be when he took a leap.
Yeah. He didn't. He has never been able to go
Get
up
over
to
the
next,
hump.
Yeah.
Supposedly this year, they say he put on a lot of pounds.
But every
this
year people say that Harden also put on a lot of pounds.
But
Different kind of
actually,
pounds.
you during the start of the season is when you are always the heaviest. Then as the season progresses, you start to lose weight because of the number of games you play.
What about Zion Williamson?
Oh, MVP? No, but this will be, I think, the season where he gets breakout season. If he can stay,
Healthy.
if his ankles can stay healthy, because the way he lands, I don't know whether he might be able to get away from all those injuries.
Actually, do you all think that he had a good rookie season
Oh,
for
yes.
the hype? For the
He
hype.
did.
He lived up to it.
Yeah, he lived up to it. I would say that, he got injured halfway along a short while. But when he was playing, he was doing what people expected him to do. Yeah.
He preseason, he averaged he got 34 points in 31 minutes, bro.
Even looking at the whole Pelicans team is a pretty strong team.
Yeah.
Bledsoe, Lonzo Ball, I forgot who's their three.
They got Ingram, bro.
Yeah, okay, Ingram.
Ingram's an all-star.
Then they got Zion, and now they got my favorite NBA player,
Steve Adams.
Steven Adams.
My friend played basketball with Steven Adams, He was living in New Zealand.
Oh.
And then Steven Adams went down to one of the facilities and he has the organization. So in the end, he played with Steve Adams one-on-one. He said he shoot 3-pointer, right? Steve Adams also blocked. He said ridiculous. And then they had a shootout, 3-point contest shootout, right? Steve Adams destroyed everybody. Actually, all the NBA players can shoot.
Yeah.
It's just they can't shoot in the game only.
Why? Yeah, actually, why?
I don't know. It's like Dwight. Dwight, every time off season, you see, Dwight has a shot, then fucking NBA season come along, they never shoot.
But do
already.
you think Shaq can actually shoot a free throw?
I think in training, he might shoot 70%. 70-80%.
Actually, why? That's one of the things that I always have a very big question mark on. Like you watch, all those workout videos, right? Like you see them just draining trees. Like
Josh, you want the mic a little bit
sorry.
in front of you.
Sorry.
Now it's too close, you speak over it like that.
So you see in training, right? They're just draining trees non-stop. But then when you go to the league, right, it's 40%. Like 40% is a good clip. But you see in training, it's like...
But I think in training, there's the first thing is there's no defenders. So you see Steph can drain 93 out of 100 shots, right? Yeah, no defenders and no pressure also. The pressure, I think, is very different. You look at LeBron. LeBron can't shoot free throws for shit.
In fact, it's dropped after he go down.
After it became a narrative that he cannot shoot free throw, right? It just continued going down because every time he's taking the shot, right, he will think that, shit, I can't shoot free throws. That's also one of his weaknesses, right? Towards the end of the game,
biggest weakness.
towards the end of the game, he sort of loses his strongest point because he's an insanely good driver, right? He can just run, but towards the end of the game, people just foul him, and then when he's at the free throw line, he can't shoot. So yeah.
Okay, so let's pick our MVP. If you have to pick one guy, should I pick Doncic? Okay, who do you got first?
I would say AD. Yeah.
You have AD.
AD.
Good pick.
I'm Doncic.
You Doncic. I'm just gonna go Steph for the fuck of it. So let's see. Who are the notable mentions? We got Giannis, of course. Giannis might win 3 in a row. I think he might be one of the first people in the modern day to win 3 in a row. I think the last one was maybe Larry. Larry won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Jokic.
Jokic doesn't really do very well.
He has to stuff the stat sheet. MVP has to stuff the stat sheet.
No,
so
but I do see him stuffing the stat sheet. And one thing that
But he's like a 2010 kind of
2010-6.
Yeah.
but
2010-6.
2010-6 is pretty damn good.
Compared to a Giannis, probably.
I don't think you could.
10.
I don't think you could ever average 20 points in a game, right? And be an MVP. You have to average near 30.
Okay, but one of the things that has Jokic doing well, right, is that Jokic historically starts slow because he fat. But then for the first time, right, how far did the Nuggets go in the bubble? He didn't really have much of an off season, so he can get the ball running already. Because the COVID shortened, so everything start. So I would say that he's probably the best condition that he could have been at the start of the season compared to all the other seasons. He's the kind that, they say he go back, he just everyday eat potato chips.
But how did he manage to go into a bubble in shape? That means he really decided, okay, I'm going to double down on my diet here.
Yeah. I think he lost a lot of weight during the
Yeah, come on, Jokic, do well so my Jamal Murray can do well in fantasy also.
I think Jokic got COVID.
Oh yeah, he
Jokic got
did.
COVID, and that's why after the first picture that came out after Jokic got COVID was how skinny he was. Then I was like, wait a minute, why is Jokic looking like that? Skinny Jokic.
Skinny Jokic is a baller. He got no hops. pure.
Still no hops.
Yeah, he's the
But he's so
definition
tall,
of a
right? You don't need hops, right? You're so tall.
7 foot. But the rest of the people that he's playing against, like Rudy Gobert, they tall plus got hops. So he's really a typical like European, no? There's just fundamentals and
No, but his
and
passing,
weird
though,
ass.
his passing is insane.
Best passing big man.
Yeah.
One of the best in history, for sure. He play point guard, point center. First time I hear point center. People point forward like LeBron.
Truth. Really good.
Jokic for MVP.
Again,
I think,
sleeper
sleeper
pick,
pick.
yeah. Pick,
Sleeper pick.
Who else do we have?
Devin Booker.
Not with Chris Paul in the team.
He has to go ham, bro.
Not
He
with
has
Chris
to
Paul
go
in the team.
ham.
Chris Paul's going to eat his stats up.
It'll be. I think it will be one of those things that Chris Paul gets injured during the season, and then they do well. Yeah, then they do well. Then Chris Paul, like last minute before they make the playoffs, Chris Paul comes back in. Then they try to do something in the playoffs, because Chris Paul in the playoffs, bro, is a beast, bro. He's like Rondo, like a better Rondo in the playoffs.
But actually, Chris Paul doesn't really score a lot, right?
Yeah, he just
The
facilitates.
main attacker it would still be Booker, right? And Booker's stats quite consistent. Always like 25 maybe, around there, right?
Chris Paul's very timely with his shots. Like he hits the mid-range at a very high
mid-range
clip.
damn sick, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
and then whenever the offense is drying up, he will take over. So that's the beauty about Chris Paul.
I think Chris Paul is a super good player.
Okay, after MVP, we got a.
But another sleeper pick, Damian Lillard.
Oh yeah, maybe
I think
Melo
he's
has to help him
But
out. a
he's
bit.
never gotten the respect he deserves.
But
Damian Lillard
I
has
think
never
he's
gotten the
reached
respect he deserves.
I think during the bubble, right, he has reached a different level.
Logo
if he,
Lillard.
if he can continue that level, then
He's at the. Like when Steph became Steph, Lillard now is becoming Lillard, coming into his own already, right?
Yeah, correct.
And then now his stats back it up. Plus he's like from the logo, you gotta pick him up from the logo.
Plus, I think another thing about MVP is the narrative, right? So now he's within the narrative, right? People talk about leader. People actually consider him. A lot of time people don't consider him because
take him for granted, lah.
yeah, correct.
Take him for
But once
granted.
people start considering you, and then whenever you do right, it's like let's say you did something very well. It's like amplified.
That's true.
Why did nobody consider Portland making a move for Giannis? That would be mad. Can you imagine Giannis in the center, Lillard and McCollum on the outside?
I think because McCollum and Lillard have two big contracts. So if they wanted Giannis, they had to give up either Lillard or McCollum. Yeah, so a lot of times the salaries are the one that's being a limitation.
Salary cap.
But I mean,
Crap also works. Crap also works.
Giannis needs that one start on the perimeter to bring up the ball with him. Drew Holiday is a start, but he's not
I mean,
a 5-star, 4-star.
I think all of us are too focused on whatever happened in the bubble, right? But a lot of people fail to realize, I mean, they still got Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton. That's a pretty damn good starting five still, man. If they had Bogdan, right, I had them winning the East easily, even above the Nets.
But they don't really have shooters.
That's why they played him cheap. They played Giannis cheap by not re-signing Malcolm Brogdon. If they had re-signed Malcolm Brogdon, we will all say, now they would have the training chips, right, to go for somebody big, Like for example, Harden, some ball handler. But because they didn't re-sign Brogdon and they didn't want into luxury tax, right? Now they don't really have any trading chip. And the best they could get was Drew Holiday.
I don't like Harden in the Bucs base because the main reason is because the Bucs have always been a strong defensive team. And Drew Holiday is the best as point guard defenders.
Even not Harden, maybe they could have traded for Bradley Beal. Right? Because Beal wanted out before they got Westbrook, he wanted out. It'd be interesting. Beal is also a guy that everybody underappreciates. Bill is another
Small
one.
market teams. I think sometimes
I would
it's a
know.
team also.
I would know.
Yeah.
Small. Jesh, why do you support OKC that much?
As in, I just always I first started supporting them in 2012 when they lost to the Heat in the finals. Right, that was when they had the four Harden,
the baby okay.
yeah, baby OKC, and then I just bought into the whole culture. Honestly, OKC is a great organization. The way they treat their players, the way Westbrook could have gone to some other team, but they wanted to respect Westbrook by giving Westbrook where he wanted to go, and that's something that I respect. I love Sam Presti. I love how he drafts players. I love the culture that this OKC builds. Everyone that leaves OKC has never had said anything bad about the organization before. And I like that about it. And I like the way they build players. I like the way they trust players. And that's why 2025, hot take, OKC will be champs.
2025.
Yes.
Because they got picks for
But
the
even
next 5 years.
the picks come in, they will be rookies or second year players out to win.
There's this one guy that is coming in the next year that everyone is saying like is a lock for All-Star. This guy called Kate Cunningham.
Kate Cunningham.
Yes.
What position does he play?
Point guard?
Oh,
Yeah.
PG.
So he will be the point guard then Shea will go to 2. If let's say we get him lah.
Yeah, Shea will be a good pick for fantasy this year because there's nobody else that's going to handle the ball. You got Shea. Oh, snap. He got all the centers and then all the players, right, that are on shit teams, but they only get that one guy only.
Good, you get a lot of points.
For fantasy, yeah. That's the type of people you want to go for fantasy. In fantasy, we always get locked up in like brand names.
Correct.
Yeah.
But actually, fantasy, you just go for the guy that
The
stuffs the
good
stat
player, the
shit.
shit team.
Like Westbrook in fantasy last time was God, bro. When he averaged a triple-double, he's God, eh. Once in a while, someone got steals.
Like the Vucevic he's not going to translate into wins, but he gets 18-15 every game.
Because he's in a shit team.
I kind of want Melo to do well also this season.
Yeah. But the thing about Melo is
Wait, which Melo?
Not LaMelo, bro. Carmelo.
the old hits Melo.
Actually, talking about that, LaMelo is looking good in the preseason with that passes also.
But Lonzo looked very well in preseason.
Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, so
Plus, they got rid of Drew, so now he has the ball in his hands most of the time. The question is, can he knock down a 3 consistently, I guess?
I guess we'll see.
He can always lob it up to Zion Smash. DJ Michimich is going to come back very soon.
Yes.
DJ Michimich.
Favorite NBA Instagram account.
Brandon Ingram also lah. Actually, Brandon Ingram is good. Brandon Ingram is what Andrew Wiggins should have became. Lanky, can play the 3, got the
KD
post
like.
out. A bit KD like, but not KD lah. KD, there will be almost never another KD lah. KD also very underappreciated eh.
Yeah, I feel honestly, if you let me pick between KD and LeBron, I'll pick KD. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I hate KD lah.
Why?
No, but
Because he left OKC, bro.
but
we're talking about pure
LeBron,
basketball.
no, but LeBron just does things well in the playoffs. Like he
Yeah.
just elevates his teammates
But so
at another whole
KD
new
does
level.
that also, right? KD is a better ceiling raiser.
We will see this season.
That's
I
true.
think we will see this season because he's the man. He has to control Flat Earth Kyrie,
True.
right? So if he can manage Flat Earth Kyrie with the young starts on his team like Levert, Dinwiddie and
Jared Allen.
Joe Allen and Joe Harris, then I think then he'll. This is the one thing will define his career.
Yep.
But if he doesn't win, then people gonna shit on him so hard, bro.
That's true.
But he still has the injury excuse lah.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from Achilles.
Almost nobody has ever came back from Achilles. They say only maybe Dominic Wilkins.
Yeah.
How about, okay, maybe we don't talk about 6 men, okay? Because nobody knows who is going to be on the bench and who's going to start yet. But maybe we can talk about who you think is the most improved player.
Most improved. Last season was who's yeah?
I have no idea. Last season, in fact, you could give last season's
think
most
it's-
improved to like Luka.
No, I think it was Luka.
It's Luka, right?
Yeah, I think, let me just
I think
check.
Luka improved the most. He went from
I
not
think
an All-Star to
Ingram also.
MVP candidate.
True, but Ingram also did
Yeah, Ingram.
did them well. Also.
But I don't think he went from
Nothing to
not All-Star, but Luka went from
All-Star to MVP.
bubble MVP.
Ingram.
Oh, snap. Damn, give it to Doncic, bro. Doncic is MVP candidate, almost averaging a triple-double. See? Fucking if he was American, he would have gotten the vote already.
So who?
God damn.
So who do you think can be most improved?
Most improved.
Wow,
Most
tough.
improved.
Okay, how about I read out the odds? Like there,
Yeah.
because there's odds, okay?
Most improved. Who?
The thing about most improved is you cannot pick a too good player, right?
He has to be like you see that potential.
Borderline, yeah.
He now averaging like 10 points. Got chance to become 25 points.
SGA.
That was my pick. SGA.
SGA.
He's gonna have the ball in his hands. He has the keys to the organization. Okay, let me read out. Okay, maybe like the top 5. The first one is quite weird. Jamal Murray. They have Jamal Murray.
Ooh.
Okay. Number 2 is like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Michael Porter. Tyler Hero.
Okay.
DeAndre Ayton.
No.
But DeAndre Ayton is going to get a lot more looks now that he has Chris
No, but he's
Paul
already
and
averaging 18-10. So how high can he go? Yeah.
Kobe White.
Oh, okay.
White.
Kobe White is the Chicago Bulls
Bulls,
one.
yeah. I feel he's a bit. Okay, I'm not say overrated, but the Chicago fans love him. Right, they really love him.
Chicago is a shit franchise, bro. Besides the Bulls,
And
right?
It's the team that I support.
I also support the Bulls. It's just that we have to give shit to the GM for being cheap. They every time don't want to resign their players, then keep signing stupid players like Jabari Parker, and a bunch of other back. And then they even pick the bad head coach. Like
It's the worst head coach.
yeah, they will pick
it's
the worst
voted.
candidate.
Jim Boylan is known to be the worst head coach ever to play to be an NBA coach.
Somehow he keeps getting the jobs.
They take fans for suckers, that's why. Because they know no matter who they hire, right, Bulls fans will be Bulls fans for MJ.
True.
They got Zion Williamson here also.
Zion will be an all-star. But I don't know whether he would be able to become like a first
In
team
the
All-NBA.
West. In the West.
He'll be an all-star, bro. He's blockbuster. He has to become an all-star. The number of votes he'll get will be crazy.
Yeah,
He'll be every single game he plays will be on House of Highlights, bro.
that's true.
Right?
That's true.
He will be on House of
He has a
Highlights.
lot of attention, so
Yeah.
he has that going for him.
So
But
it has to be him.
There's the fantasy everyone wants on the Christian Wood. Christian Wood's on the board also.
But Christian Wood, he will go from nothing to to like a Montrezl Harrell. That's what they're hoping, I guess.
But his pick is also around there.
Yeah.
I think
I
SGA
think,
maybe.
I think SGA and Jamal Murray. I think these are the front leading
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Jamal might really become a 5-star player.
Yeah.
Like he got potential. When he did that hang move,
The spin.
yeah,
Insane.
over LeBron, right? My mind blew. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That is the move that I think. That's why I got him in my fantasy. I think this is he's going to be. I think he can average 23.
I think he has the
25
confidence
points.
now. You know, he know that he knows that he can be there. Previously, maybe he's just spurts, but now he know that after the playoffs, right? He feel that he's there.
He showed me that he can attack the ring and he has the shot. He has the three to kind of like bubble like Damian Lillard, Steph Curry range. Yeah, which is important important in today's game. So and then interesting if the Nuggets actually trade for somebody though, because they have a lot of assets in Gary Harris and but they didn't re-sign Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant was a star in the playoffs. He's the one guy that can mark LeBron, like at least size him up.
I would know. OKC also.
Jeremy Grant also, right?
It used to be OKC.
Why do we keep letting go of these stats? Okay, how about are we done with basketball? Can we talk about football now? Just a little bit.
Oh, do you want to just go one more round around who wins the East, who wins the West, and
Okay,
who wins,
sure.
who wins the title?
I think it's pretty for the West. I think everybody
Lakers
got Lakers lah.
I think Lakers too stacked now.
Yeah. For the East, that's the tough
But
one.
who are the challengers for the West?
Denver. Clippers.
Clippers. But
Denver-
Clippers actually weakened, I feel.
It's mainly these three. I mean, the next one you see is Golden State. Already.
Golden State. If Clay didn't get injured,
Yeah. And it's
people
different
will really
story.
pick them for the
Yeah.
conference finals because they still got Steve Kerr. They got the nucleus there with Draymond also. Plus Wiseman, I heard Wiseman is a start also.
So actually the Western Conference is more or less a lock, right?
Barring any catastrophic
Because
injury.
Previously, the strongest one I would say is Clippers and Lakers, right? Now Lakers get stronger and then Clippers got worse.
I mean, Houston, if Harden stays,
First round out. Oh,
Jazz.
can we not sleep on Luka again? Dallas really might be legit top 3 in the.
No lah, top 3 is no.
If Porzingis comes back,
No matter what, Luka and Porzingis is not a top 3 team in the West.
what?
I mean, who else?
I got-
I would say
I got-
4 to 6 seed lah. Maybe.
Yeah.
I have Luka Porzingis on par with Jamal Murray and Jokic.
Yeah, but okay, maybe.
But the rest of the
How about the rest? The rest is the rest are cats.
They got Josh Richardson. They got Maxi Kleber. Hey, Kleber them underrated, bro. They got they let go of Seth Curry lah. He's a Curry, bro. Curry's born to shoot. Who else did they have? They have I don't know whether they hold on to Burke.
Tim Hardaway,
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Don't underrate them, bro. And then Rick Carlisle is a championship winner lah. I wouldn't hold it against them to go above
But
top
not
4.
top 3. I for me, it's like
4 to
they will
6
make
lah.
it to the playoffs.
I would
but
say
not
Phoenix
top
Suns
3.
also 4 to 6.
Nah, I got them at like 7 or 8.
Yeah, same.
Really? Actually, the other two players quite good also.
Wait, I
right?
mean,
Mikal
Bridges.
Bridges.
Yeah.
You look
and, Cam Johnson.
They got Daryl Saric.
Yeah.
you look at the 8 in the Western, right? It's still quite stacked. Okay, you have the 2 Laker teams. You have Denver, Utah.
Utah is always there, but they can't go higher.
Get over the
I feel.
hump.
Yeah.
They're always missing that one extra start.
And the thing is, Mitchell did.
He balled out already. Yeah. That's the best they could do.
Yeah.
How about Minnesota?
Hell no.
No, as in like squeezing into the playoffs as 8.
I would say possible, but it wouldn't be a.
They got D'Angelo paired finally with KAT.
Russell was a product of a system, I felt. Like he had Jared Dudley at his back. That's why I felt like, and then that's why I feel like they had good manager, plus they had good role players, where I just feel like Minnesota only has him and Cat, and then everybody, Okogie maybe, but everybody else is not that.
Actually, what's wrong with Cat? Cat is such a good player.
He just doesn't have the players around him.
You know Cat's whole family died of COVID.
A lot of players. He lost like how many people are?
6 or 7 of his family to COVID.
If I'm him, I might not even play this season. Like I might sit out. 6 or 7 members.
But I feel like these are things like if you sit out, right, it just festers even more thoughts. You just want to be on the court and play. Like just get out there and distract yourself.
But you run the risk of getting COVID yourself, and then your family members and yourself, if it's really like, you really had so much
maybe it's
trauma.
a bit traumatized.
Yeah, you don't want to run the risk of getting COVID yourself also, and passing it on to your family members. 6 or 7 is one of those cases where I felt rough, really very rough. Fucking Rudy Gobert go and touch the mic, shut down the NBA. 205 million to shut down the NBA. That's what the comment I read yesterday.
Okay, East. We quickly. Okay, can we all agree? We all have Lakers winning another championship.
Yes.
So the only thing that we need to care about is who gets out of the East.
True.
I want to see KD against LeBron
Same.
in the finals.
I would say Nets.
I want to see that. Actually, either way, right? If Giannis versus LeBron in the finals or KD versus LeBron in the finals, it will be a very nice matchup.
Jimmy?
Huh?
Jimmy?
Actually, yeah, I think people forget about the Miami Heat.
I really saw that already. I don't watch it again. But yeah, did they have a real chance? But
They
Against
can't
KD,
win the Lakers. Like I would say that Milwaukee and Brooklyn have a better chance of beating the Lakers.
they got a superstar talent.
Yeah,
I don't think I don't really rate Milwaukee. I really don't rate Milwaukee.
No, I'm saying they can get to the final. I'm not saying they can beat the Lakers.
But I still think Milwaukee has a better chance than the Heat.
Because they have
if
a
Giannis
superstar,
go crazy,
yeah.
but I don't see, like, even if Jimmy goes crazy, Jimmy is still Jimmy.
But he's 40-10-10 though.
But he can't do it by himself. And I don't think Bam can be their third player.
Yeah.
Jimmy should be a second player, but they lack that number
player.
one
Giannis,
option.
oh? They wanted Giannis.
It should have been Giannis, but the moment Giannis penned that 205 million contract,
Done.
right? They know they can't. I'm guarantee you, Pep Riley tried everything in his power to try and sign Giannis.
Okay, so who?
I got the Nets
Same, I got the Nets.
because not only do they have Kyrie and KD, they got a stacked bench also.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they will make a couple of moves to beef up to bring some veteran leadership to their team.
I got Milwaukee actually.
You got Milwaukee,
Because I think Kyrie and KD won't be playing as many games in the regular season. It will still be load management, I feel.
No, but you're talking about getting to the
top.
Conference.
I mean, no. Oh, okay. So I don't know whether it's
finals,
going to the conference finals or whether you are the highest in the
Hey,
regular
no
season.
one cares about the regular
Okay.
season. Come on.
Okay, then Brooklyn.
Yep.
Okay, so we got basketball out of the way, right? We settled basketball. Now we just touch a little bit on football, huh?
Wait, if I need to use the restroom, do I just run to it?
Just go and use.
Okay,
Me and Kang will continue talking.
Yes, please continue talking.
Yes.
No problem. We can cut also. I'll just make a transition.
Okay, move on to football.
Okay, guys, sorry, we had a toilet break. Yeah, moving on to football. That was the first part was NBA. Second part is football. This is going to be a long episode. Yeah, you can skip to this part lah. Okay, football. I think like a lot of people are talking about whether VAR is like good or bad for the sport. It's because I don't know whether they are using VAR, right? But I feel like in the first year, or second year, it's like their trial. They're trying to tweak things to get the best optimal way of using VAR in an appropriate manner. But I know like a lot of fans, especially me, have been going crazy. Like I would say it's like spoiling the game. But what do you guys think?
If you ask me, right, I think it's very simple. VAR should not make decisions. VAR, all it should do is that it should go and let the referee know whether they should go and check for themselves. ultimately the decision maker should only be the referee. The referee should make all the decisions. So if, for example, the referee is missing something that the VAR feels that he should look into, they'll let the referee know. The referee will go down all the way down to look at the camera, see whether he feels it's something that it matters. And if he feels it's something it matters, he makes the decision. But the VAR should never make the decision.
So what you're saying is like there shouldn't be a time where the referee does not go to the screen and see like the referee should always be the guy on the field should be the one making the decision But then okay, Kang, you go ahead.
No.
Don't have
Yeah.
because like we watch NFL, right? Actually, they don't go to the screen; they just hear it from the box, right? And I think that's what they are trying to learn from. I'm sure they have tried to learn from the NFL. They're trying to find the best because the NFL got it down, bro. Like we watch the NFL, like, every time we agree with the decision, it's always there's no. If it was this, actually they get it like right 90% of the time. For me, I agree with that portion to a certain extent. I think when the referee goes to the screen, I think there's an additional part. They cannot slow things down. They'll have to play in real time. Because there's a lot of times where, in real time, it really doesn't look like a foul. Then they slow things down, right? Then it looks like a foul. But actually, if you watch in real time, it's not a foul. And if you were to, like, let's say, touch a player, just tap his leg, right? Then he fall down. But actually, in real time, that is really just a
Very light.
just a tap, and there's no reason for a player to go down in a box. And so, and I think the promise by the FA was all the reviews would be done in real time. But suddenly, halfway through they started to watch things down, slow things down, and watch in slow mo, and then they started to give a lot of light penalties away which something is I feel is really spoiling the game. It's like, dude, it's a contact sport. Why can't two players tussle for the ball, right? Especially if the ball is right there. Why give so much advantage to the team that is attacking? Yeah, that's my take.
But I think my point of view is that for VAR, right, it actually changes. I would say it sort of changes the game, right? Last time in the past, a lot of fouls that wouldn't be given may now be given, right? So it's about being consistent. I feel that it's about being consistent and versus being fair. Sometimes it's like people will say this kind of foul last time it definitely wouldn't be. But if you look at the VAR, if it is, then I guess it is. But I have to confess I haven't been watching football much because I support Arsenal, right? Then
Nothing much to watch.
every time by halfway through the season, it's a wrap.
Waiting for the next season to start.
So
No,
after
it's not
that,
even halfway.
yeah, like halfway through the season, most of the time it's a wrap. For the past few years, it's like that. So,
They didn't even give you that this season. It's a quarter way through the season, right? You guys fighting for relegation, bro.
and then just focus on the FA Cup.
You always like to focus on FA Cup,
Yeah, cannot.
As in, okay, one of the main things about VAR is not so much about the fouls in the box. It's more about the handballs. Because the new rule that comes in, right, is that as long as the ball touches the hand in the box, it's a penalty.
handball.
It's a penalty. So, but the thing is, all the players like Gary Neville, Rio Ferdinand, right? They're like saying, like, for example, if I want to slide, right, there's like your natural body motion when you slide, is you need to use your arms to give you some
Momentum,
forward thrust and momentum, right? Yeah. So that is a natural position of your arm. But if you hit your arm, it's a penalty. So how are you going to do now? Next time when people slide, they need to put their hands behind their back and go and slide. So that's the problem but the thing is, they are trying to make everything as uniform as possible. So the most uniform thing that you can make is that as long as the ball hits your hand, it's a foul. Because if not, everything is very subjective already. Like natural motion. Natural motion is also very subjective. What is natural motion? What is not natural motion?
Correct. So do you think this takes away from like the difference between a very good referee and a not so good referee? Right? Because they're sort of like making a decision. They are sort of making this kind of decision making binary, right? Either it is or it's not. Right.
As in, I don't think it's whether it's a good referee or not. It's whether how lenient the referee is or what's his own personal take on what he deems as handball.
Correct, but with all this, like once it touch, it is definitely a penalty. Then it actually takes away the personality or
correct.
But what we are trying to do is remove the human factor so that it's uniform.
Correct.
Actually, okay, what the NFL has done, right? Actually, I think it's the best way to do it. So, for example, right, if it's going to be if the opponent scores a goal, we review the entire play, right? If it's not a goal, it should be on the field call. So if let's say there's a penalty challenge and the referee that doesn't give you right, we should carry on, unless let's say the person scored already, right? Then there was offside. Yes, now we review the play, right? And then they should give. For me, it's like because it's the American point of view. Now NBA also adopting it. They should give a coach's challenge. So throughout the game, right, if the coaches think, okay, that's a penalty, then they challenge. But other than that, we carry on with the on the field call. You know what I mean? You get the challenge right, okay, you keep your challenge. And that's why I think the NFL has managed to clean up all these little things.
Look, but one of the problems with that, you know what's the main problem with that? NFL is a play-by-play game.
Okay.
And in football is fluid. So what happens in the other box could affect the, like in 30 seconds you have a foul in your own box, then in 30 seconds you could score a goal. But the thing is when NFL is a play-by-play, right, you can challenge the ruling on the play. And then in between plays there's a 30 seconds gap where nobody does anything, right? You are getting ready to snap the ball. But down there in football, there's no 30 seconds gap for you to do it. So the problem with that is that it makes the game very slow. If there's a coach's challenge, if you have to review every time you score.
How far you must go back.
But the same argument can be made. Actually, VAR is slowing down the games a lot already. One game got how many reviews, bro? You know, every time the ball got out, then wait. Okay, let me carry on, right? Whereas if we just let the game go. If it's a goal, then we review. No goal, we carry on. Oh, coach, each one got one challenge. We stop the game twice only. Other than that, we carry on. I feel like that is more. That would be a better way for fans to watch it. It might not be the best way, but I feel like that's better than what we have now. Like every little thing, touch a little bit, penalty. Then because the referee is watching it in such slow mo, right, that it really looks like a foul. And the more times you watch the replay, right, then you're like, okay, foul. But the first time you watch in real time, like, no way lah, not foul lah. Okay. Alright, I think it's a very tough nut to crack, but I feel like what they have now is definitely not the solution.
Wait, so you're saying that you only check the VAR if someone scores?
Yes.
Or someone doesn't score.
Or if it's like a...
But if it's like a penalty call, then you can't really say that you check if the person scores or doesn't score.
If it's a penalty... Oh, so let's say it's supposed to be a penalty the referee never give. I think that one is... I think we play on. That's my take. I feel like that is because we will get more things right than wrong in that sense. Now we are getting so many calls that I think really shouldn't be penalties. Even as a Liverpool fan, right, even there are certain calls that Liverpool get which I really think shouldn't be penalties for Liverpool. So it's like I just want to protect the integrity of the game at this moment in time. Right? Usually, and the problem is more times you watch replays, the more time then it looks like a foul, right? But we really know, like deep in our heart, when we watch it the first time, it should be very instinctual and like we can live with these instincts. And that's for me lah, at least for me. Offside is this type of thing, okay, I know, very clear cut. Offside is either off or on. But penalties, I think when it comes down to the human factor, like in NFL, they got pass interference. Or they got... So these calls, right, are very subjective. Pass interference is a very objective call. And they are not allowed to... They don't review these challenges, right? There's no... Whether it's because they don't watch it in slow-mo, bro. They just leave with it and carry on with the game. I think there's a more smoother solution lah.
Okay, fair.
And at the same time, you want to give more. I think with VAR we get a lot more penalties, but penalty is not what fans want to see.
Correct.
We want to see open play goals.
The entertainment value.
Yeah,
I think, but more often than not, I think the main reason why VAR matters now is the fact that every goal is how much money involved, like how much money is involved in every goal with like how commercialized football is. That's why people are so afraid of making the wrong decisions. Like that's why they want to make everything very uniform. Because like if Arsenal never, if for example like Aubameyang didn't score that one goal in the FA Cup final, or they don't have penalties and stuff like that, they're out of the Europa League. Out of the Europa League, how much money is that going to affect your football club? And so every small goal matters, and especially when there's a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? That's why they want a VAR.
Yeah, but the point of view is like you want to get the call. Like it's a double-edged sword. The call
so it's either you want a call.
Yeah, but it can go both ways, so it's very hard to make the argument. I feel like because you can go both ways, you can go against you or go for you. But for me, it's like I just want to protect. I want to make the game as watchable, as consumable as possible. I don't think VAR is making it very... Like, what they did in the World Cup last time when they first implemented, I think it was fantastic. Yeah. Like, remember the first time they implemented VAR in the World Cup?
Already.
It was a very nice experience. It was like, as you said, all the calls were the referee go to the screen and make the decision himself. And they didn't use it for like offsides. They only used it for like red card challenges, or when the goal is scored already, then they check. I think that is the way it should be used. I don't know, but I feel like that is the best way.
But I like the new offside rule. That means
I like it too.
Like, that means you let them play on first. Once you score already, then you review whether it's offside or not. Because like that, then that one is 100% sure you won't get it wrong already.
It's
right?
black and white.
Yeah, correct.
Whereas penalty decision, I think, is more subjective. And then when you watch slow mo, it's like, irks me, bro.
True.
Okay. Wow. Now Menu fans all love VAR, bro. Always get penalty. Now Menu keep getting penalties.
No, okay, let me explain to you, okay? And this is my reason why Man U are getting a lot of penalties. A lot of people, they always say that, it's because the referees are biased against Man U. But look at the personnel of United. Who is in the United team? Who are our front three? Martial, Rashford, and to a certain extent, Greenwood and Bruno Fernandes. What those players love to do is they love to dribble in the box. Right? And naturally, compared to like Man City, right, where it's just like pass, move, pass, break the defense, square the ball, tap it into an empty net. What United does is that Martial will take the ball, do a Robona 360 around in the box. And that is why Rashford and Martial and all these Brunos, they get a lot more penalties. And that's why United gets more penalties. I honestly, yes, okay, there are 1 or 2 penalties. I think like, wow, this is obviously not a penalty. There was one, I think Bruno, against like Tyrone Mings or something like that. That was totally not a penalty. But the bulk of the penalties are correct. And that's because United players love to dribble in the box.
But does that mean that VAR is encouraging these kind of players? Or this kind of behavior?
No, I don't think it's because if you dribble in the box, you can also very much result in a goal. It's that if you don't dribble in the box, if you square the ball, you also can get goals. But in general, like when you dribble in the box, it increases the chance of you getting fouled.
Yeah, but penalty is so much easier to score than open play. So if it's easier to get penalty, I'll definitely do it. But right?
Is it encouraging simulation? Yeah, that's the question.
It's not only simulation, like this kind of dribbling into the box kind of play.
And hoping you get fouled.
Yeah. And
Of course.
penalty is infinitely easier to score.
Why only Premier League? We never hear about like VAR controversy in the other leagues one. It's always Premier League only. I don't know why. Is it just because we watch Premier League? But I really don't think so. I think like Premier League has the bulk of it. You know what I mean? We don't really see like Messi or Ronaldo got like VAR controversy. Always Premier League only. Then it's just like I just feel like this is definitely not the way forward lah. I bet the drop off rate of people that have lost faith watching this because of VAR is quite high. And
it's annoying lah.
It's annoying. It's really
damn
very annoying.
Annoying is the right word.
It's like it really spoils the natural flow of the game. It's supposed to enhance the flow, not hold it back. And I don't know what is the real solution to it lah. But I hope they get it.
I mean, I would say it's definitely more accurate lah, but doesn't necessarily make it nicer to watch.
Remember one of the mods that we did this sem is like there's this, for example, if you want to have a test whether you have the virus
specificity versus sensitivity or something like that.
It's one uniform test, right? You can decide whether you want more false positives or more false negatives, right? So what VAR is doing is like they are going to one extreme, but now we are complaining about there's too many false negatives, but there's very few false positives, right? So this test, right, the benchmark, right, can only go one way. It will only increase. If you want to decrease the false positives, you must increase the false negatives. So where is that line that you want to draw? And that's the big question. And that's why nobody knows, because where you want that line to be is everyone has their own idea of where they prefer that line to be.
We're trying to get every call right lah. But the perfect is the enemy of the good, bro. No, the perfect is the enemy
of the good.
You
hear that, guys?
No. The perfect is the enemy of the good. So in trying to get everything perfect, right, now it's not as good. Okay, the product is not as good. Too bad. So
that's true. That's actually a very good summary about what VAR is. Yeah.
Okay, Martial. What do you think? For Man U, right, do you think you prefer Martial in the centre forward position, or do you think they need to have an out striker like Cavani?
They need a Cavani.
See, I agree.
Without a doubt.
You take you over the top.
A lot of people when they started the season, right, they were telling me, "Oh yeah, we need to get Sancho," right? And then they say, Cavani not okay. I mean, Cavani is not like as good of a player as Sancho, but what United need, right, is a number 9 that we didn't have a number 9. You look at the game that we won 3-2 against Southampton. Only strikers will run that channels. Sancho is not going to run that channels. Greenwood is not going to run that channels. Martial is not going to run those channels. It's just not them. Right.
And but the problem with a lot of these things is people like to say like we should get a number 9, but people don't realize how hard is it to find a player like that. The whole world maybe only got 10 only. right?
Yeah.
Really-
And as we're talking about like the good quality ones.
Yeah, the top quality ones like last time.
There's
Man U
still
had-
like Giroud, this yeah.
Giroud is a quality guy coming off the bench, but if
Yeah.
you're talking about every week
Starting,
in, week out, you
correct,
can play him, get you goals like Lewandowski, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah,
Who only got like, I don't even think got 10, maybe 5 only. Right, we got Benzema. He's
Maybe
still,
5 stars and maybe another 5 4 stars.
yeah, but what Man U is a 5-star team,
Yeah,
right? You
correct,
always try to
correct.
get the 5 stars, you go for the
correct.
Sanchos. So if you want, and these clubs they have these these strikers number 9, true number 9s, right? They're not going to sell you their strikers because these are the money makers, lah. Like Lewandowski just won the Ballon d'Or, right? Or
Yeah.
the World
Player
Player
of the Year. Yeah.
Deserved it, right? Deserved
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Lewandowski is one of the great ones.
He won the treble for Bayern the last season. So I mean, if anybody
But
deserves
last season's Champions League was
What,
Hey,
you don't
Mickey
go-
Mouse Cup.
Champions League is Champions League. Champions League is
It's the
Champions
same
League.
as living in a bubble in the NBA, bro. Champions League is Champions League.
No, but they changed it to one game, right?
Oh, that's true. No home and away, lah.
Yeah. Because when you look at one game wise, there's a lot of chance where something will go wrong, right? Like you can see like Barcelona versus Liverpool, you can have like one game they win by 3 and then the next game they can. So the swing actually can be very big. So I don't like one-off tournaments lah. I feel the better team doesn't always win. That's the reason why I say that this one maybe it's a bit Mickey Mouse.
But would you say that Bayern was the best team in the Champions League? So I guess if
they
in that
they
vein of
deserved
thought,
it, but they
yeah.
didn't go through the process to win it. Yeah, that's how I would say. I think-
Bayern for most years always has the best team one.
Yeah.
They have been consistently, and that's why the German league is so boring, bro. Every year just Bayern Munich win only.
yeah.
Klopp actually saved them a little bit by winning a couple with Borussia.
Dortmund, yeah.
If there was no Klopp there, right, wow, the Bundesliga would be so bad. And then that's what makes the Premier League so exciting. You got like 6-7 teams that are really legit, and then the middle table teams are still decent, can beat you on their any given day. Even
But
the
actually, you look at the
relegation
top, look at the table now. The top teams are who's? It's all the supposedly middle table teams, right?
Liverpool is first, Spurs, Leicester is like
Leicester,
Spurs, Leicester,
United is third.
United, Man City is also up there. And then
Arsenal.
Arsenal is fighting for relegation. I'm not gonna lie.
15.
Do you what do you think is the problem with Arsenal?
I really don't know. I mean, I really like Arteta, so I will hope it's not. But it's very hard to. I think it's very hard to point a finger because when Arteta signed the players were actually good, right? But when it comes into Arsenal, then they become shit. So is it a problem of the training, the tactics, or what? And Arteta actually changed his tactics from the end of last season, right? It was a back three, right? And then because they got the party, and then they changed the formation again. So it's very hard to.
But Partey hasn't really been playing,
I mean,
right?
he's injured now, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the whole Arsenal team. Which player in this Arsenal team will you think can win the Premier League?
Only 2.
Oba,
Oba and Partey.
Partey.
Yeah, exactly. And how to win a league? How to get them out of like something like that when
Yeah, but
these
you're
are
not
your
15,
players?
no, you cannot be 15 though.
Yeah.
You can. As in, I don't think anyone expects Arsenal to win the league at this point in time, right? But you cannot be number 15. 15 is you're nearer to the relegation zone than at the top.
I blame the management. I think
Kroenke, Stan Kroenke.
they've been cheap for too many years. Now they're really seeing the repercussions.
Then now you can see like Wenger was actually doing a fantastic job.
That's why they pay. He's plugging all the holes.
Yeah. And the thing is, he was losing his best player every year. They lost Cesc and then they lost Van Persie. And it's to their direct rivals.
Yeah.
So even then, they were consistently top 4, right? Like 4th, right?
That was their.
But I guess at that point in time, right, the competition wasn't as strong also. Like at that point in time,
It was just Man U and Chelsea.
Man City was strong as well.
Yeah, but 4 only lah. Now got Spurs, Liverpool, Leicester.
Like now even the Leeds United, the Wolves, they have players that like
Wolves
that
very
can
good.
play one. Yeah, exactly.
Last time it's like now Premier League shifted already. Last time if you play Man U or you play Arsenal, right, the players give up. Like the opposing team just give up before the match.
correct.
Now it's like no, we
got a chance,
gotta
we got a
go
good
all
chance,
out.
I mean, just go look at like for example, like if you want, right, go and watch a 01-02 game. Like you know the 01-02 game, you see the standard of the football at 01 and 02 compared to what you have now. It's just a whole more money, more people want to play football. More people want to play football. The standard of even the lousier teams, because the lousier teams,
the gap has shrunk
exactly,
already.
the gap has shrunk. So in general, yeah, okay, Arsenal shouldn't be 15, but it's also because that teams are just better.
Kind of seemed like
every team is better.
once they moved to the new stadium, everything went downhill. Should have just fucking stay at Highbury, bro.
Yeah, that's true. But actually now I think recently they just played the same number of games in Emirates than Highbury. I think recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Oh man, but they wanted to move to Highbury just for money's sake. Like Arsenal, why they keep playing their fans cheap? Because okay they stay in London, so I guess their fan base is quite loyal also. But at the same time, the players that they bring in are always like, good, but they always stand alone. Like they can't do it by themselves. So it's like Abba, for example, he can't do it by himself. Whereas all Arsenal teams when Wenger was around, there was a good nucleus of like 8-9 players that is
no, and they always bring up new talents. But now you don't see any. You don't really
Saka.
see. Yeah.
no. Even if this talent got hold, right, you still need some form of leadership and system around them.
And that's why I'm fully on board with like what Kang says, right? And not because I'm a United fan. If you want to build a system, you must go through the tough times with Arteta. And you let Arteta have 2 or 3 years to build the system and you must slog it out. Because what happens is, right, let's say you sack Arteta, you bring in Pochettino, but Pochettino doesn't like Partey. Then it's from ground zero again. You must start the rebuilding process all over again already. And you cannot afford that. You cannot keep changing the players. The beauty of Ole, right? I said Ole is not a very good manager. I'm not gonna say that he's a very good manager, but he's getting a lot out of. And now you can slowly start to see some semblance
His vision of
the
correct,
team. A vision of the team.
Yeah.
Klopp wasn't very good the first 2 or 3 years, right? But now, right, his system is so beautiful, right, that you can throw in any player down there and he can do that job because that position just requires you to do that job and you know what you're supposed to do already.
Do you think Ole wants Pogba out? I would take Pogba out. I think you could do a lot more with the money you get from Pogba and plug in holes because I kind of think Pogba and Fernandes can't play together.
But the thing about Pogba is the players like him are so hard to get that when you have a talent like him, will you want to give him up? Because even if you can't fully utilize him, right, you get him to any other top team, and if that team can utilize him, that team probably.
Yeah, but I don't think they can utilize him in a manner that he's happy and make the rest of the players happy. So the alternative is to get everybody else away and
true.
You have to get rid of Pogba. And I'm saying like get him for a good price. I think Barca, he will do well at Barca because you know what I mean. He's a very technical.
But will he want to go Barca?
I mean, I don't know.
I heard Barca going bankrupt. Is it true?
Maybe
he needs to go to a team that is not in the Premier League. His playing style doesn't suit the Premier League. It's too fast. It's too hard. Need to go Italy and play with the farmers.
Well, when he was in Italy, he was a fucking gangster.
One of the things, right? You never see any player. I think we talked about this the last podcast. We were saying that how any player that from the Premier League they go into the Spanish league, right? They do well.
Yeah.
Right. Like.
You okay, it's like that. You can be if you do well in the Premier League, you go Spanish league. Most of the time you do well except Hazard because he got injuries. But if it does not mean when you come from the Spanish league to the Premier League, you will do well. Yeah, that's the way it works because of the physicality. I just think Pogba can't do well because he needs good players around him and he can take you over the top.
Like he's a good seeding raiser.
He'll make you so much better than the rest of the team.
He's like Ozil, right?
Yeah. But if you give him a bunch of players that are not that good and you want him to pull the team, he can't do it.
But I mean, looking at this United team now, their players are supposedly quite decent already. Like you can make an argument that a lot of these players can be in a lot of the big teams already. Okay, I won't say like the Barca's or the Real Madrids, but
Barca is shit now though.
Yeah. Okay. Pogba on Man City, do you think he'll do a good job?
No, actually, will he?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he might do a better job if he was in United.
Probably,
right?
Probably, yeah. But not by much, I would say.
Yeah.
Because the problem with Pogba is he's lazy. He's lazy and he... Okay, what...
Just the mic point towards you.
So you
can just lower it.
So the main problem about Pogba, right, is that he always wants to dribble out of the back three, right? The first third. But what happens if he beats the guy pulls him down? It's a free kick. Life goes on. But if he loses the ball there, it's danger. Yeah. But he always wants to do. He doesn't understand the risk-reward payoff of dribbling out of the first third. His dribbling out should be done in the second third or the final third.
Even when you lose the ball, it's not as risky.
Correct. He always wants to do the dribbling in the first third, and there's no reward of it. He beat the guy, right? The guy's just going to pull him down. It's not going to be a yellow card also because he's in the first third.
I feel like Pogba is a striker trapped in a midfielder's body. You know what I mean? He wants to do the showboating. He wants to score the goals, but he's trapped as a midfielder. If he was
cannot reach there.
Yeah. If he was a striker, he'll be damn sick. It's just that
Actually, why not?
But
He has a striker's body though.
yeah, actually that's a
He's
good
a striker's technique also.
Pogba is a striker.
play your striker, hold the ball up, like, and then run into a box. You know he can hit. I'm sure he can finish. It's just that he doesn't have that speed. He doesn't have that breakout speed.
A Harry
Ibra
Kane
also-
type of striker or Harry Kane type of striker lah. The new.
But Harry Kane is faster though, much faster.
Harry Kane isn't that fast, but his finishing is insane, bro. He can shoot with both feet. His positioning is very good. I feel the most the best Asian player of all time right now is Son.
all time,
right?
without a doubt.
I think he's by far. He's legit like one of those. He's Asian aside. You look at him, it's like this guy can actually go and play for like a prime Barcelona. He could start week in week out. Right, the way he plays, he's world class. We didn't say that about Park Ji-sung. We didn't say that about like
But Kagawa was world class also. In Dortmund, he was
But
world
not
class.
but
But
not
he
starting
had
for
his level.
Barcelona. Not starting for Barcelona. But you can really make a case for Son walking into this Real Madrid team. Honestly,
he really could start week in week out.
Yeah.
Plus he got the looks.
True.
He got the mentality.
You know,
lah.
Koreans are obsessed with him.
Of course, that's why I
It's
told
the
my
king
mom,
of Korea, right? King of
Obsessed.
Korea.
do whatever the
Like
fuck
everywhere
he
you go
wants.
around, it's all Son.
He's the only K-pop. He's the only thing. He makes me a K-pop fan just cause of song. The only Korean guy I watch is Song Hyun Min. Song is mad eh.
Yeah,
He's worth 100 million lah.
but he's from Spurs, so I don't really like him much. Actually, I do like him.
No, but there's
he's
a few
from
players.
Spurs.
There's a few players you just cannot hit. Like, you can't hit Mane. You can't hit Son. You can't hit.
Bobby Firmino you also cannot hit what?
No, Bobby just no lah.
Bobby, how can you hit Bobby? Bobby never did anything to you.
But you wouldn't.
He never
You wouldn't
died.
be
you
like
wouldn't like
definitely
him.
like.
Yeah, but Mane is like
That's true.
Kante. Who can
Good,
hit?
right?
Who can hit
Plays
Kante?
fucking hard.
Yeah.
You know, give his all the time. Decent, as in very nice person.
I kind of feel like the new game is swaying away from midfielder. Now you don't need like old school midfielders. They are
the
fantastic.
number 10s are
No, center mids.
center mid.
Like last time Pirlo they dominate, Gattuso they dominate, but nowadays you don't even need that. What you really need is a solid front
Scrappy.
three. Yeah, you need players that just keep on fighting.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to be the fastest, don't have to be able to spray the long ball like Stevie G. or
Kante, yeah.
Just be a Kante,
Basically
Wijnaldum,
Kante.
Henderson. Dude, not blessed with
Yeah.
best touch, just workhorse. Really just workhorse.
Basically Joshua.
Yeah, just be a dog.
Joshua.
Just be a dog. Like, everything just fight for the ball only. Then pass to the best player, run into a box, try and score.
Yeah.
And I think that's why Pogba really cannot excel because now the game just shifted under him.
Yeah.
He needs to.
That's why Tottenham is doing well.
Yeah, they
because
got dogs.
they have 8 men and then their front three. Jose
class,
Mourinho don't have any idea what to do with the front three one. He say, I deal with the 8 people, your 3 just
Do your
score me
stuff.
some goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he builds the 8, the best in the world. Højbjerg is I was just saying Højbjerg is the key of this Tottenham team.
Sissoko also. Sissoko is just a workhorse.
Yeah.
Run non-stop.
Actually, you all look at it now. Do you think you're talking about Jose Mourinho? Do you think the managers in the Premier League actually is shifted to more of like a mercenary type? You want the managers to come in and straight away work, right? That's why Jose Mourinho is thriving, right? But then you don't have the Wengers or the Ferguson where they build up. The whole culture is just starting from the academy. You build up and then you come to the first team, and then from the beginning you already know what you want, how you want to play. Like a bit like Barcelona's the La Masia system, right? How many managers are there that the longest serving manager now is who?
Is who?
Probably
Sorry.
Klopp. Guardiola maybe.
Claudia's okay lah. I think nobody more than 10 years.
Yeah. Is it something good for the league? What are your
Because we
thoughts?
want results now.
Yeah.
We want results now. And we took Arsene Wenger and Klopp all this for granted.
But-
and Fergie for granted.
For I would say like a mercenary team system, right? It's a bit harder to build a dynasty, right?
of
Would
course.
you say so?
It is.
You look at
it was never easy.
there was a point where Barcelona dominated for so long because they had this system, and then once they switch away from that system, right, it becomes very hard because you sign players that are in their prime rather than like really potential kind.
No, but it's also because Pep wanted to leave, right? So I think maybe if Pep stayed, maybe Barcelona will still be the powerhouse it is.
Yeah, but the reason why Pep was very good was also because he utilized the players that were from the Barcelona academy, right? So their mindset, everything, once they came into the team, they already knew how to play. I think United also had, the Fergie's fledglings, all these kind of, you don't really see that anymore, right?
It's not easy lah. It's really not easy. Like Klopp is trying to do it. I can see like he's trying to do it, and because you have like this player called Curtis Jones. He's really not bad, and he's trying to push up the youth. And lucky he got Trent Trent is an insane youth talent we have to say. And then, but he realized that I think he's trying to get a good mix of not just Liverpool talent, but at the same time bring in players that can supplement. Don't have to be the best. That's why he didn't go and sign like Timo Werner. He went to sign like Jota. I think it fits our play more. It just
Timo Werner, where would Werner fit though?
Yeah, but he can't fit Werner.
Yeah, you can't fit
Werner
Werner.
won't be happy on the bench, you see. So he knew that, and so he brought in
Werner
somebody.
over Firmino.
No,
Different
Firmino better,
Firmino.
bro.
Or Werner over.
Firmino is better for the team.
Yeah.
My brother say he's a diehard Liverpool fan. He was telling me he wanted Werner to replace Salah.
I think Salah at least for 1-2 years will be better than Werner.
Salah defense. Okay, the reason why these players do well in Liverpool, right, is because
They work hard.
they really work very hard, and so that's why I think the way you see Jota play is he just keeps on running. Where Werner sometimes he sleeps on. Maybe he doesn't sleep, but he can't defend. He just can't defend, right? And also maybe because they can't afford his weekly wages as well, and he won't be happy on the bench. So they need players that will be willing to accept a bench role.
Which
But
is
at the same
Jota
time,
lor.
and then come on and still produce like the Origis of the world. Wow, so underrated,
Divock.
bro. Big Dick Divock, bro. Really very underrated, and it kind of shows you like even Fergie and Arsenal at the time when you look down the bench, right, always got a few starts on. Like Ole was that one guy. Arsenal, who was that? Oh, last time on tail end of his career, you got Bergkamp coming off the bench.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro? You defender, you see Bergkamp coming off the bench, you damn sian, eh?
Yeah.
You got Ljungberg last time also.
You must
coming
have
off the
people
bench.
that buy into the idea of coming off the
that's
bench.
why you need a time to build up. Okay, for maybe teams like Man City, they have it easier. Guardiola has it easier because he not only buys the players in their prime now, he can straight away buy young talents. And then you remember there was one point in time where Chelsea was just amassing all the talents. Like the young talents, everyone was in Chelsea. Like I think Salah was in Chelsea also, right?
KDB also.
Yeah, everyone was in Chelsea. So I guess that is a bit like a shortcut. But even when you get all these players in, right, you can't fit them into the system. Right? So I don't know whether it is a good direction for football to go into. Like now you may be stronger, right? But when you sign a player that's in his prime, 28, 29 years old, right? How many years?
That's what Real Madrid is finding out now with Hazard.
Yeah.
Pay 100 million for
That's
haven't
why.
even played like 10 games. I
That's
think.
why.
Really, football. But at the same time, it makes things more interesting for us. So it makes us want to watch more when things keep changing every single year, right? When the teams keep on evolving.
Where will Messi land next season? There's no way he's staying in Barca
No, he's definitely not. It's just where
Man City,
Man City
or PSG.
Maybe
PSG.
Maybe Man City.
he, Neymar,
He best
and
friends with
Mbappe.
Aguero.
True.
Or
But he's best friends
PSG
with
lor.
Neymar also.
Who could sign
Okay,
him?
if I tell you what I think Messi should do is to go to PSG. I think if he comes to the Premier League,
He will suffer.
He will suffer and he will look bad. Like it will
Why you
damage
looking
his
down on
legacy.
Messi, bro?
I think.
I mean, he's a bit old lah. But
And the physicality of the Premier
What
League.
will blow
and the
your mind
speed.
if you have Ronaldo and Messi on the same team? Juventus signs Messi. Then starting line Messi and Ronaldo in front. Then
Actually, it's
behind,
true ah.
all defender.
Wow, that'll be quite magic to watch. Like
I would tune into Serie
Yeah.
A just for that.
yeah.
Really, what, right?
yeah.
Even if they lose, bro, it's like that's your two.
Like, I mean, it's the tail end of their
Yeah,
career.
it'd
right?
be nice to watch.
Two
Even
of
if
them
they
just join.
didn't win anything. See the way they link
But
up.
I rather he go PSG lah. I rather he go PSG also lah.
PSG and the domestic league is a joke lah. They will just
Yeah.
take things easy. Champions League is when he tries to shine.
Correct. And it's so easy in PSG, you know. Like look at the players. What the fuck?
Icardi, Di Maria,
Di Maria, my favorite player all time.
Verratti. Hey, Man U let him go, bro.
True. That's why. But he really couldn't work in Man U. But you can tell when he was playing, right, he was one level above the
Yeah.
rest of the squad.
As in, he's
People will
just
try
not good under Louis Van Gaal.
Yeah.
People are trying to keep up with him.
That's why when he signed for Man U, I was heartbroken, man.
You wanted him to go Arsenal? Ah?
As in, he was rumored to go Arsenal. So, but
Everybody is
yeah,
rumored to go
everyone is
Arsenal. We're talking about. You know what's the sad thing? Now there are no more rumors.
Yeah.
Last time still got rumors.
Last time we had hope, you know. I think at the start it was Aguero. Then there was a point where Hazard was so close to going. Everyone was linked to Arsenal.
Liverpool was you all also. Like we always heard the rumors. Never happened. Then suddenly there was one day where we signed Alisson and Van Dijk. Okay, now we passed that hump already. Like Steven
Everyone
Gerrard
started
said,
coming.
now we crossed that hump. Now we make it into the big leagues where Arsenal is struggling, couldn't get over that
But the
hump.
thing about Arsenal is even when they spend big money on signing big players, right, it doesn't really work out, right? Okay, the only guy that I felt sort of worked out was Alexis Sanchez. But you look at Ozil, I mean, for one season he was doing very well, but after that it was gone, right? Then you look at Pepe now.
Very hard lah. When you are going into a team, right, like there has no back, like no structure, right, naturally you will deprove as a player one. And see, that's the beauty about Bruno. And I cannot stress
He elevate
how
the rest.
He elevate the rest. He come in, right, and he elevate a team with no backbone yet.
Yeah, that's why
He became the backbone.
Yeah, he became the backbone.
And the funny thing is, like when you watch Bruno's play, right, his runs are very good, but you don't see that guy like a KDB. You know, when KDB touch the ball, it's like magic.
Magic,
like that.
yeah.
Bruno touch the ball is not magic, but it's a very simple play that break the defense, which is damn hard to do. It's like Salah also. If you watch Salah, minus his his very nice
flashy
goals,
plays,
but actually you just see he's just a guy
simple
that
player,
run very fast, and that's about it.
And runs very well. Very
Yeah,
smooth.
that's about it there.
Yeah.
And actually, you can say that for all the Liverpool players. Like if you isolate them individually, maybe only Trent is like his talent is world class.
Yeah.
And
Salah
Van Dijk-
was world class.
Yeah, and Van
Money,
Dijk-
no money.
Mane
will walk
as
into
well.
it.
No, but I'm just saying like he's not Mbappe or he's not like a guy that blows your mind like Hazard. When Hazard touch the ball, it's magic, man.
No, but at one point Salah was
Magic also,
Magic.
but the whole entire midfield, Henderson, not magic, right? Robertson, honestly, it's just cause he run them. He just damn hardworking. Like Gary Neville, just keep bombing down the lines. Everybody else is normal only. Right? So I think his manager has a part to play also. Like also Naby Keita is nothing special. Fabinho also nothing special. Fabinho is just like a Fernandinho, but lesser version. Fernandinho, wow, really beast. Last time is monster.
But you have my favorite player. Liverpool has my favorite player.
Who?
Thiago.
Oh yes.
Thiago
Thiago is the one that you go
is
like
world class.
Thiago has always been
Yeah.
my favorite player.
That's
Ever
how we know we
since-
reach over that hump.
Barcelona letting him go is one of
Since his
the
Barcelona
worst
days, I was like,
worst
please,
decisions
please,
ever, man.
please.
But you really couldn't fit him into the Barcelona squad at that time.
You
Right,
had
and a
Busquets,
player of
Xavi,
his
and Iniesta.
a player of his talent would never want to stay on the bench. He was too good. But you waited a few more years, he would have replaced Xavi or Iniesta. Right?
Thiago is mad.
Can he wait a few more years? That's
He
the
didn't
thing.
want to lah.
I wouldn't want to if
Yeah,
I'm
if
him
I was him, I
also,
wouldn't
right?
want to also.
He's one of those players that say he want until he damn sian already. At Bayern, he just decided, let me give myself another
And then he straight away
challenge.
joined another top team and beat Barcelona.
It
Who was the other team that wanted us?
Man U and Bayern and Man U was like so close. I remember I was following the article so closely because I love him as a player.
Everybody realized
So
during the
good,
Champions League finals that look at how
guy-
good
This
Thiago
guy
is.
was
He's like
fucking insane.
put him on the map. And he doesn't even do it flashy. He just pass the ball, pass.
No,
That's
his
it.
touches. He's just his touches.
Yeah, his touches. He's always touching into space, always creating, and whenever he pass to people, it's always in their stride in space.
Yeah. Oh, that's so hard to do.
Yeah.
How far are we in now, boys? Oh, we're gonna be 40 minutes in. Shall we put an end to this?
Okay.
Sure.
All right. If you listen to this point, as I always say, not many people will. Thank you for listening. Please help subscribe, follow whichever platform you're listening to us on. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys. We are out. Thanks, Kang and Jesh, for coming down.
Hey, welcome.
you.
Welcome.
Thanks,
Always a
guys.
Thanks for
pleasure.
having us.
Boom.